Here's one of the latest interviews from Rock and Metal Revival. If you want to hear the whole show, go to rmrshow.com. There's Extreme and Decadence Dance right here on Rock and Metal Revival. And, dude, I remember back, it had to be at least 25 years ago, I saw Extreme at Alpine Valley with Cinderella and David Lee Roth.
Nice.
And they were getting an award backstage that night, and I'll never forget seeing Extreme for the first time, and I've been a fan ever since, and I can't believe it's been 25 years since the release of Pornograffiti.
It's crazy.
Time
flies.
And we are so lucky to have on the show with us today the lead vocalist of Extreme, Gary-Cherone. Welcome to the show, Gary.
Thank you, guys. I remember that tour very well.
Well,
I remember that gig too.
I remember backstage they awarded. I think either they gave you an award for More Than Words or for the sale of Pornograffiti. I remember that A&M Records was there, and I think I still have some pictures of that.
It's funny, man. It was the summer of '91.
Yeah,
remember it well. Obviously, More Than Words blew up, and we were on that tour. We had a lot of fun.
Well, Gary, I guess my question for you, you throw that date out there, the summer of '91. Does it seem like 25 years ago when that all went down?
Yeah, it's funny, man. Doing Pornograffiti, touring it 25 years later, it's surreal to us. I mean, it flew by. Do we feel older? Yeah, but it's real. Doing the show actually took us back because we haven't played some of those songs in 25 years, let alone some songs we never played off that record. So going back and doing this record.
Well, I remember seeing you that night, and it was my first experience of seeing you live, and I just remember what an unbelievably tight band that you guys were, and from that day on, I was like, man, Nuno is a guitar god.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Nuno's. I've seen it my whole career with him. It's pretty incredible what he does. It's incredible what he does in the studio, but what he does live and what he pulls off live, some of that stuff is not easy.
No, I bet. I'm a guitar player, and I actually got a chance to watch this video last night, and holy cow, yeah, live, he's just amazing. And how did he feel getting the accolades from Brian May for his guitar solo and Get the Funk Out?
Well, he wouldn't want me to tell you, but when he saw it, he was moved to tears. He said,
"Oh wow, I can believe it."
Yeah, just hearing that, just having Brian even mention, even knowing us is still a trip to us. So what he said about Nuno's guitar playing is pretty insane.
Yeah.
Now, Gary, you spent a bit of time playing the whole Pornograffiti thing overseas for a while. Do you find anything new in the songs, or do you guys twist them up a little bit different than you played them back in the summer of '91?
Yeah. I think that happens over the years with lots of songs that you played throughout your career. But with Porno, there was a lot of songs that we had to relearn. I remember pulling out the lyrics and remembering them. We had a lot of laughter in rehearsal. But I'd like to think we're a better band 25 years later. We're better performers, better singers, better players. So I think we actually do these songs better than we did back in the day. And I think it shows on the DVD. Now, that just might be us. We might be thinking that, but I think we're able. I think we're older and wiser.
Yeah. So, were there any songs, any tracks? What tracks didn't you do live on the album? And were there any surprises when you were trying to do them live?
Yeah, there's one song in particular we didn't do back in the day because we didn't carry a keyboard.
Oh yeah.
Well, when I first kissed you.
Yep.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I first kissed you, it was kind of that Sinatra standard thing, which the band enjoyed playing. It was really an eclectic song on the record. We never did it live. We haven't played, Little Jack Horny and Susie and Song for Love. I'm trying to think, Money. We haven't played those songs in over 25 years. So those were the songs we had most fun with. Of course, over the years, we always did Decadence and Funk and More Than Words and Wholehearted. We always referred to those 4 songs as the 4 food groups that we always had to play. But touring it in chronological order was the challenge, and it ended up being there was this great ebb and flow as far as the show, and this tour, when we did Pornograffiti from start to finish, and then encored with some catalog, I think, speaking for the band, it was probably one of our favorite tours to do, because the show was it was so concise, and even though people knew More Than Words was coming, the 5th song, it just had this great ebb and flow of the set. We loved it.
Now, Gary, does it bother you at all that More Than Words has become the band's signature song? Not so much then, but now. Because you guys have got just a catalog of unbelievable music. I know that one pays the bills, what I mean.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Because when I went to see you guys, I knew of Kid Ego and Mama and all
Sure.
that, and all the girls sitting next to me are waiting to hear Wholehearted and More Than Words. So, did that bother you at all?
Yeah, it's funny. It probably frustrated us more following Pornograffiti after that. When More Than Words blew up, we were just trying to hang on. We went from Bon Jovi to ZZ Top to Bryan Adams in Europe, and we were just riding this wave of the success of the band, and but then it frustrated us. People forget that we followed More Than Words with Wholehearted, so there was this year period that people were buying this record thinking it was an acoustic act.
Exactly.
Going into the record store and the clerk saying, we know that song. It's in the metal rock section under Pornograffiti, and people are going, no. The two cute guys, singing a pretty song. So it was probably more frustrating then. But now, the history of the band, and you look back, and I'm saying we probably would not have this conversation if it wasn't for the success of More Than Words. So, we owe it a debt. It actually is. The song was bigger than the band. I'm sure people still, to this day, when it's on The Voice, people know the song. They don't necessarily know the name of the band, which doesn't bother me at all.
Well, it was pretty cool in the video, in the concert, watching the whole audience sing along to that, and they were actually pretty good. They were on key and everything.
They were. And, Nuno always comments that, because if they're off key, Nuno will usually say, you screwed up. But most of the time they sing, and they're singing in harmony.
Yeah.
I enjoy it because I get a break. I don't have to sing the high notes.
There you go. Hey, now, Gary, looking back, now that the band is back together, do you think it was beneficial that you took that break from the mid to late 90s?
You can't change the past. To me, and I think I'll refer to Nuno. Nuno said it best. We should have taken a break. We were burnt out. Nuno did some solo stuff. I was lucky enough to trip into Van Halen for that period, so I don't regret the split. But I wish we put out some records in that time. I think it took for me it took a little longer. I would have liked to get the band back together more in the early 2000s, but now the band will never break up. We'll just take hiatuses,
That's
there
cool.
You go.
And yeah, and looking back, you know, we split for a while, but we were always in touch. You know, so it was never a matter of if, it was always a matter of when the band would get back together.
Nice. Now, what's the plan for 2017 for Extreme?
Yeah, we just finished. We just did a South Korean Japan run a month ago, and we're just focusing on new music. We want to put out new music before we go out next year. We're already starting to book some festivals in the summer. So the band's going to be out playing, but for the individuals, for us, we're just focusing on putting out a new record. I'd like to give you a date, but that's the plan. Getting it out in 2017 and being able to go out and take a lap around the pool, around the world, and tour it.
So it's not going to be all ballads, is it?
No. Yeah.
I just
the record's going to be called More Than Ballads. Yeah.
There you go. So are there any tracks on Pornograffiti you think could have benefited from adding some cowbell?
Yes, of course. Of course. You know.
Well, hey,
we actually, our new drummer's going to be doing a cowbell solo.
Nice.
On the next record, so.
Nice.
In Wisconsin, that'll be huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be
We love the cowbell.
So, Gary, if people want to keep up to date with what's going on with Extreme and what's going on with you personally, where's the best place online to find out that information?
Well, Extreme Band's got the Facebook and the Instagram and all that stuff. Me, I'm very limited. I just have I'm on Twitter, and every once in a while I'll stick my head out of the sand and make some stupid comment. But
you don't put
find
pictures of your food, what you're eating and stuff every day?
Yeah, no.
Well, I'll tell you what.
No selfies.
No, me either. I'll tell
Yeah.
you, Gary. It's been a pleasure having you on the show, and Jerry and I, today we were talking about
funk metal, man. Holy cow.
And how much we enjoyed Punchline and Three Sides to Every Story, and all those albums that more people need to get exposed to.
Yeah,
we really feel that way, and we want to let. Hey, you know what? We're going to let you pick the song going out, and it can be off anything in your catalog.
Okay. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I got to pick something off of Three Sides, man. All right, so Rest in Peace comes to mind off of Three Sides to Every Story.
Nice.
What a great song. Gary, it's been a pleasure having you here on Rock and Metal Revival.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, yeah, if we can...
And hopefully we'll talk again when the new record comes off.
I really
That'd
want
be
to hear
awesome.
that. That'd be great.
To catch the whole show of Rock and Metal Revival, all you have to do is check it out on these affiliates. Mega Rock Radio's on Saturdays from 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and on Uncontrolled Noise Tuesdays at 1 a.m., Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and on Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern on uncontrollednoise.com. And make sure that you leave them a message and tell them that you found Rock and Metal Revival on their stations.